the Bible, right, we see Caucasian actors playing the characters of this Bible, or the people of this Bible. But when we go into the scriptures, right, the scriptures tell us that the people of the Bible was black. Give me Acts. Let's go to the New Testament. Give me Acts chapter 13, verse 1. All right? We're going to prove that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the people of the book. All right? That the Israelites were a dark-skinned people. All right? That the people calling themselves the Christians and the Jews today are not the people of God.
That's right.
Watch this.
The book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
Certain prophets and teachers. Read.
As Barnabas.
Barnabas.
And Simeon.
And Simeon. Come on.
That was called nigger.
That was called what?
Nigger.
Spell it.
N-I-G-E-R.
So what does the word nigger mean, brother?
An ignorant person.
It will say what? I hear you.
Ignorant person.
An empty person? An ignorant person? No. I appreciate your answer. What you say it means?
It meant a prophet. It meant a person of color. It means a person of youth.
Yeah, it means a person of color. It means black.
Right.
Nigger or Niger is just a Latin word for black.
Right.
All right. They was calling the prophets black.
Right.
So we always been called Niger or black people since the days of old. You understand that? So the prophets, the apostles of the Bible were called nigger. Read it from the top.
Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers.
Prophets and teachers. What are we reading? We're reading the New Testament of the Holy Bible. Read.
As Barnabas.
Come on.
And Simeon.
And Simeon, another Israelite. What was they called?
That was called nigger.
You hear that? The apostles was called nigger. So what we're proving is that the people of the Bible were dark-skinned people.
That's right.
All right, give me that one about Paul. I think it's Acts 27:37 or 21:37. All right, let's get that. What color was the apostle Paul? All right, from the tribe of Benjamin. Read this.
The book of Acts, chapter 21 and verse 37. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian?
Or not thou that what?
That Egyptian?
So brother right there, what color was the ancient Egyptian? Because the people that are in Egypt today ain't the true Egyptians.
That's right.
They got conquered by the Ottoman Turks. Those are not the true Egyptians. When you look on the catacombs and all the walls of the Egyptian pyramids and all that, what color was the ancient Egyptians?
You tell me.
Brother, what color was the ancient Egyptians?
They show them like they white, but they actually were brown.
They were black people.
Right.
All right, so read that part again. What they say about the Apostle Paul?
Art not that Egyptian?
They mistake Paul for an Egyptian. So Paul had to be a black man. That's not how they portray him on the TV screen. You understand what I'm saying? So what we're proving is that the people of the book is black. Let's get the Messiah. Let's get the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. All right? Was he blonde hair, blue-eyed, and pale skin? Let's find out what the Bible says. Give me Revelation chapter 1.
Bring it up.
Read verse 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So reveal, the word revelation means to reveal. All right, so the Bible, St. John is about to reveal what Christ looked like. Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and what thou seest, write in a book.
So he said, what you see, I want you to write down in a book. Because guess what? Christ knew in the last day that our enemy would come and change the description of Christ. He knew that they would come and preach a different Christ. And he knew that they would set themselves up as God and as the children of God. Read.
And send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia.
Bro, where you going? Get back over here, bro. Get back. Yes, the storm. You can still stay here, bro. Get this knowledge. Read verse. Jump down. Give me the description. What you say?
I'm going to start today.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So it says the texture of his hair was woolly, and it was white in color. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because Christ was prophesied to have red eyes, red with wine. His first miracle was what? Changing water into what? Wine. Into wine. All right, so Christ drank wine in moderation. What happens when you sip a little wine? The white of your eyes get red, right? Read.
And his feet.
And his what?
His feet, like unto fine brass.
So he looked down at his feet, right? He said his feet was like unto fine brass. What color is brass?
Copper color, brown.
It's a derivative of brown.
That's right.
All right, watch this.
As if furnace.
So you put anything in the furnace, what color do it comes out?
Black.
Pitch black. So Christ was a very dark-skinned man. All right? So Christ looked like you, brother. Christ looked like you.
That's right.
All right? Christ was was from the tribe of Judah. Understand that? So what's your father? Where are you from? Give me Daniel chapter 10.
I know my father was black.
He was an African American. So you will be from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
All right? Watch this, because some people might say that's one scripture, right? So we're going to give, you know what I'm saying, 2 or 3 witnesses so everything may be proven. Understand? Read that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 6.
Let's see what the prophet Daniel seen. Come on.
His body also was like the beryl,
Beryl means green. He had a green garment on. Read.
and his face as the appearance of lightning.
Because Christ has all wisdom. You know, when Moses came down off the mountain from talking to Christ for 40 days and 40 nights, his face was so bright he had to cover it up with a veil. That's because he was before the Messiah. Read.
And his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet.
His arms and his feet. But now remember, John just looked at his feet and gave a description of his feet. So it says his arms and his feet, right? So your arms and your feet the same color as the rest of your body, right? Correct? Watch this.
And his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass.
I thought color wasn't in the Bible. I thought nobody never seen Christ.
Bring it up.
All right? It says his arms and his feet was like unto polished brass. How do you get polished brass? You have to burn it.
That's right.
So he's saying the same thing John said. You understand that? So what are we proving? We proving that the Israelites are black people.
That's
what
right.
we proving. Give me Isaiah, all right? No, give me Isaiah chapter 65, verse 15. All right? So, like I said before, the prophecies of this Bible identifies the Native Americans, the blacks, and the Hispanics. You understand? That's what we out here for. We're out here to bring the sense to our people, because our people don't have common sense no more.
Watch Southern Thunder every night, bro.
Because we've been oppressed. We've been assimilated to these other nations. Understand? Watch this. What's your last name? Nelson. What's your last name? Rowe. Where y'all get those names from?
Slave master.
Slave master, right? Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
What?
A curse.
Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans today are under a curse.
That's right.
And one of the curses that we have on us is carrying a slave name. All right? We are here, most of us, we changed our last name to what? Israel.
That's right.
Because it means prince of the power with God. Because we have inheritance with Christ when he comes back to dominate this earth. Understand that? So both of y'all are examples of why we are in curses right now. You are examples of the children of Israel. Like Malcolm X, he was onto it a little bit, but he was dismayed. He wasn't really on it because he was following Islam. But he knew that his original name was his American name. You understand that? All right, so we're going to dig into some of these curses, all right? The curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 through 68, all right? They identified with the nation of Israel. Moses said these curses going to be on you for a sign and for a wonder. All right, so you can know who you are in these last days, right? I know that's the BP, right? Because it got a sign. I know that's the Loves over there because it has a sign, and the Subway and the Express, Energy Express, right? Because of the signs. You understand that? You having a white man's last name is a sign that you come from the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is curses a good or bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? That's easy to understand. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So in the city of St. Louis, let me ask this. Because we got so-called Jewish people in St. Louis, right? In Central West End. Is their neighborhoods cursed?
Oh, yeah.
How's their neighborhood cursed?
Because they all running around crazy and they got the last names. They don't even know who they are.
No.
No, they got.
I'm talking about the so-called people who call themselves Jewish.
Oh,
They say down in Central West End, right?
Yeah.
So you say they're right. So is they cursed or not? No, they blessed, ain't they?
Yeah.
But the Bible say what?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So what about Walnut Park?
Bring it
Is
up.
that a curse or is that a blessed?
They curse.
They curse, all right? It's gang banging going on. It's prostitution going on, all right? It's killing, murder, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of kidnapping. Our people are cursed in the city. This doesn't apply with the so-called white man who stays out in St. Peter's out west, all right? Read.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
We was cursed in the in the cotton fields, all right? The sugar fields, mining coal, all right? We was cursed in the cotton fields. We cursed today in the job field. We're the last hired and the first fired, all right? If there's a night shift available, guess what? You gonna get the night shift. You understand what I'm saying? We got the minimum wage. We get paid minimum wage. We serve in a servitude type of position in America. Understand that. In slavery, we worked sun up to sundown, all right? Hot. You know what I'm saying? Our bones was falling apart. Our muscles was coming detached, so to speak, off the body because of the hard labor. All right, soon as kids was able to walk, get up and walk, what did they have to do? They had to work. Understand that. And we was cursed in the field. Our men, wives were taken from them and ravished by slave masters. So we was cursed in the field. We still cursed in the field today. Read.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
So the Bible says, give me Haggai chapter 1 verse 6. It say, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Us as a people, right? Our businesses, do they prosper? They don't prosper. What usually happens?
They usually get shut down.
White
man come in and buy out the whole area or something, and then they shut them down.
The Bible says, cursed shall be thy fruit of thy basket and thy store. So what we're proving is that we identify with these curses. No matter what we try to do as a people, you know what I'm saying, we can't progress. We got some famous people like Oprah, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jordan and things like that, but they not coming back for our people because they made a deal with the white man, all right? They will set them up if they try to do that. Understand that. I remember when Magic Johnson tried to buy Paul Sterrier. They said, no, you can't do that. All right, read this.
The book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye have sown much.
We have sown much in America, all right? We built America. We built the White House. We built the railroad systems, all right? We the one, the whole earth thrives off of America's economy. So we have sown much. Our ancestors have sown much, read.
And bring in little.
We bring in little as a people, all right? We still can't get reparations.
Bring it up.
All right, but we're going to get to the true reparations in a minute. Read.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
Come on.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
You see that? As soon as we get some money, it goes to IUIC. As soon as we get some money, it goes to MSD. As soon as we get some money, it goes to child support.
Bring it up.
We cursed as a people. All right? Let's go back to Deuteronomy. What verse we at? Read verse 20. Let's go to verse 30.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
So who's seen 12 years a slave?
I say.
So what happened? What happened when he was in the cotton field? At the beginning of the movie, was that 12 years a slave or was that something else? That was 12 years a slave. He took his wife and went in the shack and raped his wife. What the Bible say?
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
So they took our women as bad witches. Understand that. That's what happened to our women. That's happened to us in slavery. All right? Read.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Just like the White House. We built the White House, but we don't dwell in it. Come on.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Jump to verse 41.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
So you seen the slave movies, right? Woman sitting on the porch crying about her kids because master done sold her to Master Charles in Virginia. All right? In another movie, they was in the living room. The mama was sitting there crying to the slave master, don't take my kids. They were just talking over the woman like she wasn't even there. You understand that? What we proving is Moses prophesied about us thousands of years ago. But now it's our history. You understand that? Read.
For they shall go into captivity.
They should go what?
Into captivity.
Slavery. Our little kids went into slavery. That's what they're talking about. Now, did this happen to the so-called Jewish man over there in Israel today? Did this happen to the white man over here in America? Did this happen to the Chinese man? All right, did this happen to the Arab man, the Japanese man, the East Indian man? No, it only happened to the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. All right, read verse 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So in the Emancipation Proclamation, I think that's what it was, all right? Abraham Lincoln so-called ended slavery. The shackles came off. The yokes of iron came off. But by that time, we was already destroyed. If you got like a little dog, right? You got a pet. The way you break that pet is by putting him on a leash, right? You can walk down the street with him. He trying to go this way. He trying to go that way. Instead of yanking him, right? So he having enough sense to be like, you know what? I just better stay right here because I'm tired of getting choked out. That's what happened to us. Once those yokes of iron came off, we was destroyed. We was African Americans. We was colored. We was Negros. We thought Christ was black or white. We thought Christ was white. Excuse me. You understand that? We thought we was Gentiles. We not Gentiles. We the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
And we call ourselves niggas and African Americans because we didn't hearken to the voice of the Lord our God. Come on.
To keep his commandments and his statutes.
Verse 46.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So the curses that we experience today, cursed in the city, all right? Being shackled in slavery, being a part of the transatlantic slave trade is a curse for a sign and for a wonder to tell us in these last days who we are as a people.
That's right.
Understand that. Read.
And upon thy seed forever.
It's still, these curses still on our seed, on our people, all right? It's getting worse and worse, but we are here to wake our people up because this is the last captivity. Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
Our people, we didn't want to serve God with joyfulness and gladness of heart. Tomorrow's the Feast of Pentecost, all right? Best believe we're going to have a good time on the Feast of Pentecost.
That's right.
Today is the Lord's Sabbath day. Guess what? We're going to have a good time today.
That's
It's
right.
a new moon every month. It's a new moon every month. We get together and celebrate the new moon. Those are the high holy days of the Bible. We don't celebrate Christmas. We're not supposed to be doing that. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Those was our brothers that they slaughtered. Understand? Give me verse 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
How do we get to America? Now, what does the word Egypt mean then? Because that may confuse somebody. Because he's talking to them in the wilderness. Where did they just come from? Egypt? What was their condition in Egypt? They were slaves. All right, we getting somewhere. We finna read the definition of Egypt. Precept upon precept, line upon line. Watch this.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of what?
The house of bondage.
So what does the word bondage mean? Slavery, captivity. All right, so he says in verse 68, what?
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
The so-called blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians went to slavery on ships.
That's right.
Moses prophesied your demise thousands of years ago.
Right.
All right? What are we proving? That the so-called blacks and Hispanics are the Israelites.
That's right.
All right? And we went into captivity. We remain in captivity this day because we broke God's commandments. Understand? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
When he says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, meaning your kids was going to go into slavery.
Right.
All right? You was going to be cursed in the field. All right? You weren't going to be able to have no successful businesses. All right? Your oppressor is going to be over you. He will lend to you. You won't lend to him. All these curses that he named all throughout the verses in this passage. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
It's talking about Jerusalem because that's where they were headed. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
So what happened once we got off those slave ships? We were sold to our enemies. What other race has this happened to?
No.
It hasn't happened to the white man. It hasn't happened to the East Indian, the Chinese, the Japanese. All right? The Africans over there. Because we're not African and we can get to that. Somebody give me the genre. Read.
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So he said, because we went into slavery with our women. So he said, you're going to be sold into your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
The word buy is an old Quaker word for buy you means to redeem you. All right? Martin Luther King tried to do it. Didn't happen. They shot him. Malcolm X tried it. Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? But they was noble men. All right? They was trying to do the right thing, but they didn't have the breath of life in them. That's the only thing. They didn't know that they was the Israelites. And our heritage is God's law.
That's right.
All right? Because let me bring this out. Give me Ham. Because a lot of people think that we are African, all right? When you look at the land of Israel, it is in Africa. The white man did something crafty by putting the Suez Canal in Africa, and it separates Africa and Israel. And now they call it the Middle East. That's still Africa. You understand that? Watch this. We're gonna prove. Now this is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. We're about to read the definition of Ham. Watch this.
The definition of Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
So the youngest son of Noah, because you know, Ham was one of the 3 persons to survive through the flood. All right, it was only 8 people alive after the flood. You understand that? Watch this.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood.
So Ham was one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. All right. So the word Ham comes from Kim, which comes from Kemet, which was the original name of that landmass over there, which they call Africa today. Africa was named after an Italian navigator called Leo Scipio Africanus. All right. So that's not the original name of that land. Read.
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So it says Ham became the progenitor of the dark races. Read.
Not the Negro.
Not who?
Not the Negro.
So we don't come from Ham.
That's right.
But this is who come from Ham. Read.
But the Egyptians,
The Egyptians come from Ham. Read.
Ethiopians,
Read.
Libyans, and Canaanites. His indecency.
That's it. So all those nations come from Ham. The Negroes don't come from Ham.
That's
You
right.
understand that? Give me John chapter 8, verse 32. All right, we're going to bring up the next teaching. All right, so what do we prove? That we can find our prophecies in the Bible. We can find, because you know the old saying goes, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. All right, you got to understand something. This is the last ruling kingdom. All right, we are set to be the next ruling class.
That's right.
You understand that? But we got to come back to God's commandments. Watch this.
The book of John, chapter 8, and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
What's the truth? Give me the truth right quick. All right, because those words was written in red. It says, and ye shall know the truth. Do you know what the truth is? That was a good answer. I like that. You said the statutes and commandments, right? We're going to read this. Watch.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. And thy law,
And I what?
thy law,
I what?
thy law is the truth.
So the law is the truth. All right, so when you come back to God's laws, you come back into his heritage. You understand that? And all things, you're going to start remembering everything through the scriptures. Watch this. Read that.
John chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth.
You shall know the truth. Read.
And the truth shall make you free.
Because we are in the land of our captivity. Christ was in captivity under the Romans at this time.
That's right.
You understand that? He said the truth. Give me that in Baruch real quick. Baruch chapter 3 verse 36. He said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Because guess what? All our images got whitewashed. All right? They gave us Christianity. They gave us white man Jesus, and God loves everybody. And all we got to do is be covered by the blood of Jesus. All right? All that stuff is BS.
That's right.
All right? Read this.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 36. He has found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant,
So we was given all the knowledge of the earth. Read.
and to Israel his beloved.
So all the knowledge was given to the Israelites. Jump down to verse 8.
Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So just like then, we are still in this captivity. Read it again.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, this is the land of your captivity.
That's right.
You was brought here on slave ships.
Bring it up.
It's about time you repent and wake up and stop calling yourselves niggas, thoughts. All right? You're the greatest thing that ever walked this earth.
That's
Read.
right. Where thou hast scattered us
We're scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth during the transatlantic slave trade. Come on.
for a reproof
For reproach. Read.
and a curse.
And a what?
A curse.
Keep running into that word curse. We are cursed as a people. Is that it on that? Read.
And to be subject to payment.
Be subject to what?
Payment.
You gotta pay your water bill, gas bill. How you gonna pay for water and water fall out the sky?
Bring it out.
You understand? The earth was created for the so-called blacks and Hispanics. But we are subject to what?
To payment.
Now you gotta pay child support because you don't know how to act. You don't know when to put your rod up. You understand what I'm saying? We don't even know the laws of marriage. All right, we are cursed as a people. Is that it on that? Read.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
So we are paying for the iniquities of our fathers. You understand that? So Christ, God ain't no joke. He ain't nothing to be playing with. because he'll judge us on our kids as well. You understand that? That's why we still suffering this day. Men of Israel.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.